Arrivals, number 248. And let me fix this, put that on. So we got some light. It's not very much stuff, but I went to a couple thrift stores. Unfortunately, the first one I went to where I got the majority of these books, some guy was already in there and he had a basket full and he was scanning. So, I mean, he's a moron to begin with, but you know how that goes. If you're scanning books and you're selling books, you're a moron. Unless you know nothing about books, but then you're still a moron because the books he left behind were, I mean, way better than probably what he was taking. Although I did pay probably more than I'd like to for most of these. But that's the price you pay at alternate thrift stores that aren't my normal ones. But I like to go there. I found a signed Harry Truman book there, and I also found Stephen King's Rage, or at least the Bachman books that contained Rage. So, I mean, can you really complain? You paid I paid $2 for that book. Can you really complain? No, you can't, buddy. New book arrivals. Save, and let's go to it. Close this out, and then open the channel. Turn down the volume, and then proceed. Since I've started the collection of books about nuns, the autobiography of Sister Maria Antonia, the true story of a young girl and her guardian angel. What's it called? Under Angel Wings. I figured I should pick this up, even though it was 99 cents. Under Angel Wings is the true story of a young girl in Brazil who saw and heard her guardian angel during most of her life. The book is filled with real-life anecdotes, which are edifying, moving, and often humorous. Cece, and it's pronounced Cece, as you can see, Corey, 1900 to 1939, tells story after story of how her guardian angel, whom she calls her new friend, kept her from lying, stealing, revenge, immodesty. I thought I was seeing a bug, but I'm just seeing the shadow of my book going up and down there. I thought there was a bug crawling. I was like, what the hell is this? She only lived 30 years or 39 years. Why didn't she, her guardian angel, save her life? Anyway, that's going to be added to my collection of nuns. And yeah, you can sub. You're the new sub of my life. Little known facts about bundling in this world. And at first I thought it was like bundling, like books or sticks, whatever. But then I get to looking at it, and I think it's about banging. The old-fashioned centerboard. The Pennsylvania Germans invented all kinds of ways and means to get the courting couples together, and all kinds of knickknacks to keep them apart when they got together. Girls were safer in the old days in bed with their beau than they are today, roaming the world over in search of adventure. By A. Monroe Allrand, Jr., member, Pennsylvania German Folklore Society. Copyright 1938 by the author. I don't know if this is from 1938, but it's possible. Skeptics need not look far for evidence of bundling today. Yeah, bundling is another word for banging, I guess. Crazy. Yeah, you can get a shout out. Yo! There's your shout out. I'm not going to say your name, but I'm going to yell like an idiot. The Pipe and Christ, which at first I thought might be about just stoners and Jesus, but it turns out it's a Christian Sioux dialogue by William Stolzman. Spiritually called to take part in Lakota Sioux rituals, the author to The Pipe and Christ was led to experience extremely different from his upbringing. Investigations led him into experiences both foreign and awesome. Awesome, huh? For example, that there are not only spirits of heaven and hell, but also of earth. Searching for understanding, he consulted the medicine man and pastors of the Rosebud Indian Reservation to help him reconcile many apparent theological and spiritual incompatibilities between these two religions. A subsequent 6-year dialogue was fruitful, and it showed how the Lakota and Christian religions are both parallel and different, each having an enduring, authentic place in salvation history. The medicine men and elders at those meetings asked that the Pipe and Christ be written to explain the native rituals and how they are related to the Christian way. Like early German Jesuit missionaries, William Stolzman, whose Indian name is Wanbil Takahi, First Eagle, shows in an orderly, clear, and precise way that the medicine men were right when they said that the two religions fit together. I did read Mein Kampf back in high school, and I found it rather boring and somewhat asinine, but I haven't read it since, so it could be good. Hey, it's Thai Boy. What's up, Baba? So no, I haven't read Mein Kampf in years. Like I said, I did a side-by-side comparison. I think I read a book by Martin Luther King and then one by Hitler to see who was the better author, and I think Hitler lost by a mile. But then I threw both of them aside because I didn't really care about either, and then started reading E. Cummings. High Score Girl by Rensuke Ashikari. Obviously, it's manga. What's a polygon? Is it those blocky things? The year is 1994, and 3D is about to take the world of fighting video games by storm. And in a divey arcade outside of town, where the weird and wild competitive spirits of men clash, a certain girl once again descends. Haruo Yaguchi might have met his match in Akira Dono, but she hasn't been on the arcade scene for years. Now that Haruo has a new gaming partner in Koharu Hidaka, will the sparks fly upon Akira's return? Obviously, the book is read backwards because it's in Japanese. I learned that from my kid, having about 300 of these books. Look at this doll-faced fuck. I never imagined the arcade would be this packed with enthusiasts. Look at that guy. Fuck him. He must be the Japanese, what's that guy's name? Not Reginald Denny. Rocky Dennis. What is this stream about? This stream's about you learning the fucking greatness of life. The Ides of March by Thornton Wilder. Thornton. It was a half off day at the Step thrift store for pink tags, so I got this book. It's a little late to start this, but had I found it before, I would have bought it to read for this month, but I don't know what it's about. Could be about Rome. Yeah, historical reconstruction is not among the primary aims of this work. It may be called a fantasia on certain events and persons of the last days of the Roman Republic. A republic, madam. The principal liberty taken is that of transferring an event which took place in 62 BC, the profanation of the mysteries of the Bona Dea by Claudia Pulcher and her brother, to the celebration of the same rites 17 years later on December 11th, 45. No, I won't ever read Percy Jackson. By 45, many of my characters would have been long dead. Clodius murdered by bullies on a country road. Catullus, though we have only St. Jerome's word for it that he died at the age of 30. The younger Cato, a few months earlier in this very year, in Africa, resisting Caesar's absolute power. Caesar's aunt, widow of the great Marius, had died even before 62. Moreover, by 45, Caesar's second wife, Pompeia, had long been replaced by his third wife, Calpurnia. A number of the elements in this work, which may seem to have been of my contriving, are indeed historical. Cleopatra arrived in Rome in 46, was installed by Caesar in his villa across the river. She remained there until his assassination, when she fled back to her own country. The possibility that Junius Marcus Brutus was Caesar's son is weighed and generally rejected by almost every historian who has given extended consideration on Caesar's private life. Caesar's gift to Servilia of a pearl of unprecedented value is historical. The conspiratorial chain letters directed against Caesar were suggested by the events of our own times. So apparently this is historical. I don't know though. It kind of looks like literary fiction of some sort, but I don't know. This next book is a book for resale, Braiding Sweetgrass. Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teachings of Plants by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Obviously, it's about natural medicine and stuff like that, and food. It's a $10 book, but I paid $1 for it. Nature and Essays, actually. So it's more of a botany book. Botany. Western Star by Stephen Vincent Benet. This one I paid $2 for, but look at this Ex Libris plate in it. Fucking love it. C. Imboden? C. Imboden. I don't know why my camera keeps messing up when I look at this. Why? Stop messing up, buddy. C. Imboden. I'm going to have to look his name up. Told you this, or Percy Jackson? What year was this book written? Not for the great, not for the marvelous, not for the barren husbands of the gold, not for the arrow makers of the soul wasted with truth. The star regarding wise, not even for the few, who would not be the hunter nor the prey, who stood between the eater and the meat. The wilderness saints, the guiltless, the absolved, born out of time, the seekers of the balm, where the green grass grows from the broken heart. But for all these, the nameless, numberless seed of the field, the mortal wood and earth, hewn for the clearing, trampled for the floor, uprooted and cast out upon the stone. From Jamestown to Benicia, this is their song, this is their testament, carved to their likeness, speaking in their tongue, and branded with the iron of their star. I say you shall remember them. I say when night has fallen on your loneliness, and the deep wood beyond the ruined wall seems to step forward swiftly with the dusk, you shall remember them. You shall not see water or wheat or axe mark on the tree and not remember them. You shall not win without remembering them, for they won every shadow of the moon, all the vast shadows, and you shall not love. It's a pretty good poem, actually. You shall not love without a dark remembrance of their loss, for they lost all, and none remembered them. Hear the wind blow through the buffalo grass, blow over wild grape and brier. This was frontier, and this, your house was frontier. There were footprints upon the hill, and men lie buried under. Tamers of earth and rivers, they died at the end of labor. Forgotten is the name. Now, in full summer, by the eastern shore, between the sea mark and the roads going west, I call two oceans to remember them. I fill the hollow darkness with their names. Well, mother fluppa, 1943. It's a pretty damn good poem. I may not have gotten this book if it wasn't for this book plate, but this book plate is brilliant. I don't know what it means. Looks like a hawk's foot on a Christmas tree with a moon looking down. Ex Libris, C. Imboden. We'll have to look him up, him or her. I assume it's a dude. A woman wouldn't just put C for her name. And why should she? History of England, revised edition by W. E. Lunt. Does that say Harper? Is this Harper's? Another $2 book. Like I said, normally I don't pay for it, but I pay $2 for a book. I usually pay 50 cents to $1, but on occasion I'll splurge. This is from 1938. Harper Brothers. To my wife, because I needed another book on England's history. I have Dickens's history, but that's a children's history. But there was one chapter, I believe, that I wanted to read out of this. Maybe I'm wrong. Thinking of a different book, I think. Started out with Faz. I never even checked for a book. Any kind of book label in the back. There's nothing. Nothing in the front either? No. Stephen King, which I only bought because it was 99 cents on half off, as I stated, and that in this book was this. Another Look Books. Where was this at? 22263 Goddard in Taylor, Michigan. I like these old bookmarks from basically probably a defunct. Oh, look at this. Books I want to read. My favorite authors. That's very handy, bruv. Very handy. I'm sure this is no longer exists, but at some point, and I've slowly started to do it, is to catalog these and put them into written form so I can, for no other reason than just to have traces of old books. Winning of the West, Volume 4, Roosevelt, which is Teddy Roosevelt. And I believe this is a reprint from 1895. Some kind of, most of them don't have this library binding, which makes me kind of think it's from the 1950s. Because I have an old Civil War volume that has basically this kind of same, what's this, Buckram? The library binding. But I don't know. This doesn't look modern. It looks vintage, but then the pages look immaculate, so it's hard to know. It's odd to know. Morse code. John King. Yeah. John King would tell me exactly where this book came from. Preface to the 4th volume. This volume covers the period which opened with the checkered but finally successful war waged by the United States government against the Northwestern Indians and closed with the acquisition and exploration of the vast region that lay beyond the Mississippi. It was during this period that the West rose to real power in the Union. The boundaries of the Old West were at last made certain, and the New West, the Far West, the country between the Mississippi and the Pacific, was added to the national domain. The steady stream of incoming settlers broadened and deepened year by year. Kentucky, Tennessee, and Ohio became states. Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi territories. The population in the newly settled regions increased with a rapidity hitherto unexampled, and this rapidity, alike in growth of population and in territorial expansion, gave the West full weight in the national councils. Samuel Morse would be proud of this book, I believe. But who knows? Look, there's even a little map in here. I don't know. Do you think new printers have a capability of putting something like that out? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Why the fuck won't you close? You piece of fucking filth. There you go. Then I went to... Where did I get... Oh, I got that one. This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which is also from the Step thrift store, if it would shine on me like that, which is a Reader's Digest edition. Obviously, F. Scott Fitzgerald. And we learned yesterday his name was Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald. I didn't know that before yesterday. A nice hardcover for $1, since it was half off day at the thrift store, the Step thrift store, for pink tags. The Side of Paradise, bruv. Lastly, Stephen King, The Dark Half, another $1 book on the half off sale that I got. Don't care about King, but he's collectible, so I collect him. This book is for Shirley Sandreger, who helps me mind my business, and for her husband, Peter. Yeah, it's pretty good boards. What do you think, Probs? What do you think? What do you think? What I think is that I'm glad that I saved one bottle of my creamer pumpkin spice, because it's the last one I have. It's pretty damn amazing when you don't drink it for a while. It's the last pumpkin spice I'll have until October, bruv. I think I bought like 7 or 8 of these when they were on sale. And now I have them, bruv. I'm going to go back to this other book. It's more or less a booklet than not a book at all. I also want to look this guy up. The Western Star. Let me look this dude up. C. Imboden. Let me see if I can find Imboden. Imboden. Shift. Enter. C. Imboden. C. Imboden could refer to Christian Embolden or Christopher Embolden, both of whom are researchers with publications on Google Scholar. Maybe. You could be right. I thought it was going to be like a Christian emboldening. Christian Embolden. Weird. Chris Embolden, i.e. explore author details. But there's no way this is... Hey, a letter from Secretary of Theodore Roosevelt to David C. Imboden. Carol C. Imboden died. Let me see if I can find a photo. Images. See if there's an ex libris for this. C. Imboden. I see nothing, bruv. I see no embodening. All right, so ex libris we'll put. Ex libris. It's just so weird to me that you find a plate and then you never hear of another one. You would think that a person who bought something like this... Oh, look at this. I think I found one. Boke Winkeljes. These ones for C. Imboden. Heath C. Imboden. Yeah, this person has one, I think. Bowden Whistle. Gristle. What is this? Imboden. Where's Imboden? Where is C. Imboden? Let me do a Find Bowden. See if we can find it, bruv. I don't see anything. What the hell? It's on here somewhere. Or at least it portends to be on here. Yeah. Wonder what the hell it is. Let's go back and check it. Do we want this? Yeah, it would probably be JC. Or maybe I just need to look it up. No. Control find Imboden. It must be inside this. What the fuck does this even? This is what? Dutch? I'm just gonna put Imboden. Imboden. The Schreiber. That is not the writer's name. 14 titles Gavinden met the Huidig Zilkeldracht. Alright. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Wait, Imboden. That's Hans Imboden. Connie Imboden. Maybe this is her, Connie. Connie, do you have the Raw Seduction of Flesh? Contains the latest work of world-renowned photography. Let's look up Connie Imboden. I'm going to guess that this is from like the 50s, but I could be totally wrong. I think Connie doesn't look very old. She's not 80-ish. She was born in 53. Let's see if Connie has an Ex Libris plate. I mean, it's possible. It's Connie Imboden. See more piercing illusions by Connie Imboden. Ex Libris. I don't know, buddy. Moe's Books. Ex Libris. I don't fucking know. I don't know, bruv. Give up. All right, I'm going back to this other thing. I don't see anything for Connie. Where is this other little booklet? No, that's under there, you dumbass. Really need to do a puzzle video again. And I will. I need to finish this thing. Where's my new puzzle I picked up? Look at that. It's presidential buttons advertising. Brilliant. Little known facts about bundling. Let me see what I can find about this. Little known facts about bundling. Little known facts about bundling. Oh man. In the world. It shows it on Amazon. It shows it everywhere. Let's look under shopping. I don't think this is worth anything, Bob. I don't know. Let's copy this. Control copy. We'll go to eBay. I think it's worth the 99 cents I paid. Minimally. All right, Let's put it in there. The eBay. 840. My comic shop. Let's put it on to sold items. Oh man. Really gotta pee. I really gotta pee. See, one sold for $7, so my 99-cent endeavor into the field was worth it. This one sold for $11. All right, well, that's comforting to know. Bundling in the new world. It is not always the student of history who makes known some of the interesting facts of passing time, but he can use his good offices to collate and bring these incidents to their proper place in history. That is what we are doing, and from time to time there will issue from this same source items on various subjects, sometimes more or less old, but obtained by original research and from those who have taken part in the drama of life. The author is not particularly interested in the subject of bundling, personally, except as a guide to the passing of time, no more interested in powwowing that the average physician, but enough, I'm guessing he means than the average physician, but enough to bring to light whatever there is available on this subject, particularly with respect to its practice in the state of Pennsylvania. We have had testimonials almost without number concerning the value of such social studies as we already have presented. Dr. Brooks, late of the Department of Sociology, University of North Carolina, says, while there are considerable general material on the custom of bundling, we feel that yours has a certain authenticity and interest which are unique. Dr. Otto L. Schmidt, prominent Chicagoan, active historian, public-spirited citizen, now deceased, said, congratulations to you as an entertainer of our people through good literature with valuable information. Walter C. Brenner, Esquire, Philadelphia, is a limited edition of only 5 copies. In a limited edition of only 5 copies on bundling states, Allrand in recent times has done excellent research work and gives a good view of this custom among the Penna Germans. Dana Doughton, in The Art of Bundling, says, in recent times, Pennsylvania has taken the lead in bundling, and the situation is rather complicated. The chief authority is A. Monroe Allrun, Jr. The history of the state or nation is that of the experience of all her citizens of all time. All right, I'm done reading this. Bundling. Like I said, I believe it's the custom of coupling. What ideas do you hold relative to courting in bed? Can lovers go to bed safely while wearing their clothes and still be chaste? Is it morally wrong for one to go to bed to court and morally right to sit up all night for the same purpose? The natural love of man for woman and woman for man, and the almost universal lack of knowledge regarding the widespread custom of clothed or partly clothed persons bundling or courting in bed, induces us to publish another of our historical accounts for real lovers of folklore. Let yourself go for an hour or so and catch up with your grandfathers and grandmothers in Pennsylvania and in New England, but don't forget that bundling or tarrying was also practiced in the British Isles and the continent of Europe, as well as in the Far East and Near East. The dictionaries define the term bundling, to occupy the same bed without undressing, said of a man and woman, especially during courtship. These accounts have been obtained largely from original sources, from men and women who have bundled and who were never sorry that they did. Many declared that it was the means of bringing them into close harmony with chaste young women, eventually ending in a happy and fruitful marriage. If there is anything that makes a man want to be friendly with the rest of the world, it is when he sees an innocent young couple engaged in the hand in hand type of courtship. This feeling is even increased when we see what transpires on the park benches and in the parks, on the porch swings and in the automobile, even the theater balcony or dark recesses reveal the emotion of lovers, the decks of ferry boats, and the corridors of something or other, which I'm not going to read because I will devote an entire episode to this bundling. That's cute. Bundling. So what I get? 3, 4, 7, 12 books today. Not bad. Not as many as I wanted, but it's good enough. All right, Robs, I got to do some puzzling here, so closing out this little episode.